I have $100,000 in startup expenses. How do I get them out of my corporation? This is a fun one. Jeff, do you have an opinion on this?
Well, if you put $100,000 of startup expenses in your company, that money had to come from somewhere, and most likely it came from you personally. So you probably have a shareholder loan on your corporation.
Yeah.
So.
Or you contributed it in exchange for stock. Either way.
Right.
But startup, let's start right there. What is a startup expense? It's the investigation or active trade of a trade or business. So you're either in it or you're investigating it and starting it up. We like that investigation because, frankly, you may be spending a lot of money preparing to launch your business. And then you launch the business, which is what it sounds like in this situation. When I see $100,000 in startup expenses, I imagine that you spent a lot of money in the year prior to actually starting that business. If it's a startup expense, you can write off $5,000 in the first year. And then you amortize over 15 years the balance.
Now, in this particular case, that $5,000 is limited to $50,000 total startup expenses.
So he has a total limitation?
Right. So once he goes over that 50,000, or actually 55,000, then he doesn't get that 5,000 in the first year. So he has to do the amortization of the entire amount.
So we're just going to say if it's over, what's the number?
Over 50,000, it starts phasing out dollar for dollar.
Then cross that one out.
Correct.
The other thing you get is organizational expense. And the organizational expense is $5,000, and that's for tax and legal, state fees. This is the cost of setting things up, licenses, all that fun stuff. So organizational, you're also going to get another $5,000 there. For this example, this 100,000, we're literally going to take it and we're going to divide it up by 15. So let's just say, I don't know what that is. What's 100 divided by 15? You're an accountant.
Yeah, I've got my calculator too.
Yeah, it's 66666, whatever it is. It's like it's going to be $6,667, right, a year. That's what you write off, and that's against your active income. It can pay you back that $100,000 the day it starts. You have to get the money in it somehow, though.
Right.
So it's got to either reimburse you or it's going to be paying you back over time. Jeff talked about a shareholder loan, so you may carry it on the books as a loan. You get paid back. But the company on day one, it's going to get these expenses, and it's going to possibly show either a loss or it's going to have whatever. Let's say it made 50,000. Then even though you have all these expenses, it's going to pay tax on what about 43,000 of it.
Sure.
Yeah, so it's going to be writing that off for many years. If you close down the business, you're going to take it all in the year that you close it. Is that fair?
That's fair.
All right. So how do you get it out? Here's how you get it out. Let's say that you set up a corp and you're the shareholder, you're out here. It's going to pay you money. It's literally going to pay you money whenever it gets it. So if somehow it has a great year and it makes $100,000, even though you don't get to write it all off, it can hand you back your $100,000 in that first year. It's just going to be limited in its deduction to that $6,667. Hope that makes sense. You're writing it up it's almost like a house. You're depreciating that big thing that you put in. So that $100,000 is just like you put a big house on the property. You're writing it off over 15 years instead of 27 and a half. That's the big difference.